Now we go. So official. UCCS. Get up. Calico. So official. Split. So official. So official. So official. Get up. Get up. So official. Get out your seats, cause it's so official.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. You're tuned in to a special edition Lions Den. Now, of course, we're still the official source of UCCS Sports, but here tonight we are broadcasting live from the Masari Arena on the Colorado State University Pueblo campus. That is the site of the 2016 RMAC Women's Basketball Tournament, and we are less than an hour away from tip-off as your UCCS Mountain Lions are set to take on Fort Lewis College. The Skyhawks are ready, the Mountain Lions are ready, and we are here ready to roll. I am the sports MC, MJ Arjamandi, broadcasting alongside one of my partners in crime, Charlie Botnick. How you doing, Charlie?
I'm doing good. I'm ready to catch some shirts, MJ.
Catch some shirts, that's right. Charlie Botnick, no stranger to the Masari Arena. He feels quite at home here, Mr. Benedict Botnick. Charlie, I don't know if you're going to have the opportunity here tonight to catch any shirts, but you're going to see some fantastic basketball as we are set to begin the semifinals. Again, less than a half an hour away. Charlie, how you feeling?
You know, I'm excited. Probably a little nervous, but mostly excited. It's about to be a great game. Your Mountain Lions taking on Fort Lewis, the 8th seed. So, you know, it'll be very interesting to see what's going to happen.
Well, Charlie, how do we start every edition of the Lions Den?
We start with Bang Bang's Best.
That's right. So we got Bang Bang's Best. Charlie, tell the Mountain Lion fans, the faithful, what the top performances were for their Mountain Lions this week, this season, anytime.
Well, let's do a special UCCS Mountain Lions basketball edition.
That would be fitting. I think that would be a great idea, Charlie.
You're right on that one. At number 3, we have Dalton Patton, the senior, out of the senior. You know, he had a great year, hit 1,000 points on the season. You know,
is that good?
Really good. Had a couple RMAC Offense Players of the Week. Really was dominant for the Mountain Lions as they, you know, unfortunately lost to MSU Denver. But, you know, played well there. At number 2, we have Alex Welsh, the all-time career scoring record for the Mountain Lions.
And rebound record.
And rebounding. Alex Welsh, fortunately lost to MSU Denver, but had a great season. A lot of double-doubles. Was Mr. Double-Double of the season.
The machine, the double-double machine, Alex Welsh.
Got RMAC all-first team. Alex Welsh at number 2. Number 1 has to be Brittany Hernandez, RMAC Player of the Year, RMAC Defensive Player of the Year.
7-time RMAC Player of the Week as well.
7-time RMAC Player of the Week.
Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, but Charlie, how many?
7.
7.
Led the RMAC in scoring with 21 points per game, was second in steals right alongside Jen Vigil. Brittany Hernandez was number 1 for Botnick's Best, Bang Bang's Best, whatever best. Brittany Hernandez, number 1. About to see her pretty soon, though.
That's right. They are, again, just minutes away from tip-off. We got a lot more in store here for you on the special edition Lions Den. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, we're going to recap the last time these two teams played. That's coming up right after this.
Since 1909, the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference has been a leader in collegiate athletics, with campuses in some of the most scenic areas in the United States. And now in Salt Lake City, Utah and Rapid City, South Dakota, the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference, competition elevated.
At the University of Colorado, we make quality education accessible to everyone. We award more undergraduate, graduate, and professional degrees than any other university in the state. We reimagine the way communities are designed, and we help people throughout Colorado to be healthier. We are 4 campuses, united in making a difference.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You're tuned in to the special edition Lions Den, the official pregame for the semifinal matchup. Your Mountain Lions getting ready to take on Fort Lewis College. These two teams are no strangers, though. They have met earlier on this season. They've met this year in 2016. That's how they started off the year with a matchup on January 1st as the Mountain Lions traveled up to Durango to play Fort Lewis at Fort Lewis. And Charlie, that was a great matchup that the Mountain Lions won handily. They were up by as many as 20 points, led from wire to wire. 83-65 was the final score. Fort Lewis had a great game, shot 14 three-pointers and knocked down 14 three-pointers, but the Mountain Lions still prevailed in what was the only contest between these two of the regular season.
And, I was at that game. Mountain Lions really needed that one, as, they were 5-6 before that one. And they wanted to start the new year off right. It was New Year's Day, actually. Shannon Kelly had a double-double in that one, and Brittany Hernandez had an excellent game. And Mountain Lions, the thing with that one was they came out from the start firing. That first quarter, really, they came out ready, seemed excited, have to do it again tonight.
Well, who was the key to victory that night for the Mountain Lions, Charlie?
It was the senior, Shannon Kelly. Got a
Shannon
free.
Kelly, great game,
Lions
12
Den
points,
bump.
10 rebounds, a double-double for her. That's right, pre-Lions Den bump for Shannon Kelly. But how about Brittany Hernandez? Also 23 points, 11 rebounds, a solid, easy double-double for the player of the year. Charlie, how about Brittany Hernandez's play that night?
That's a quiet 23 and 11 from Brittany Hernandez. Nah, I'm just kidding.
She makes it look so easy, so effortless. 23 and 11, no big deal.
But Brittany Hernandez, an excellent game, that one. Really stayed in the post, as you see Fort Lewis coming out now, but, she played excellent in the post, and Fort Lewis really does not match up well with her in the post. Excited to see what they're going to do tonight, either double team, triple team, maybe send the whole team after her.
Well, I guess for the Skyhawks that night, it was Kate Bays who led the team, 15 points for the Skyhawks that night. Charlie, a couple other key players for the Skyhawks here tonight. Mountain Lions looking to keep in check. What are some of those notable names that you recall from that night?
The player to look out for is Estrella Reed, number
The guard.
2. The guard, the junior. Had her career high 24 points against Colorado Mines. She is looking to shoot, and she is an excellent shooter. She is the point guard for the team, so she facilitates too, but she is smart with the ball. Expect her to have a great game tonight.
Well, she averages, Charlie, pretty good numbers here, a little over 13 points per game to lead the Skyhawks on the season. That's going to be an interesting matchup with whoever the Mountain Lions put against her. Jen V. Hill, possibly see some Gabby Ramirez, Kelly O'Flanagan. Who do you expect to guard Estrella here tonight?
I talked to head coach Sean Nelson about this before. He always put his best defender, Shannon Kelly, on the best guard. I expect Shannon Kelly to start on Estrella Reed. The senior. She knows how to play defense. Did have 4 against Regis, but, she knows when to, play physical, play smart. I expect Shannon Kelly and Estrella Reed to be that matchup.
Well, last time they met, Estrella did put in 12 points to help lead the Skyhawks, although it didn't come into play because the Mountain Lions dominated. Michelle Turner, another valuable player for the Skyhawks, also 12 points that night. Who else do you expect to step up for Fort Lewis here tonight?
Dallas Dickerson, averages about 13 points per game, is a great shooter off the dribble, can pull up whenever she feels like it, is a smart player. I expect Dallas Dickerson, and Mountain Lions really don't have a great matchup against her. She's a bigger guard, so we'll see what happens with that one. Either put Jen V. Hill, Kelly O'Flanagan, but we'll still have that momentum on that one.
I think that'd be quite the matchup. Jen V. Hill against Dallas Dickerson there. Dallas Dickerson averaging just under 12.5 points per game, but a threat from long range. Charlie averaging just over 40.5% on the season, so that matchup with Jen V. Hill could be a great one to look out for, as V. Hill averages just under 10.5 points per game, shooting just under 40% from long range on the season. So that's going to be quite the matchup in terms of points per game and the long threat, the deep threat from beyond the arc. One-on-one, who wins that matchup?
I believe Jen V. Hill. She's an excellent player. She is known for her three-point shot, but is also smart with the ball. Went to the line 8 times last game, had 8 of 8 free throws, 2 clutch free throws, actually put the Mountain Lions in lead. It might be a hometown favorite, but Jen V. Hill, I expect to win that matchup.
Another key matchup for the Mountain Lions, I think, Tori Fisher coming in 3rd on the season, points per game for the Mountain Lions, just under 8 points per game. Kate Bays for them, the 3rd leading scorer, just under 9 points per game. So we already know we're going to see a lot of Brittany Hernandez. We know we're probably going to see a lot of shooting from Jen V. Hill, so we need some other role players offensively to step up. I'm saying it's got to be Tori Fisher down low in the post. She's the only other big threat down low on the block for the Mountain Lions. Who would you predict, Charlie, coming out for the Mountain Lions? Who else would be somebody you look to step up offensively for UCCS?
I'm picking actually 2 freshmen, Jenna Knopfel, Lauren Bennett. Both have had big games for the Mountain Lions. Knopfl's career high is 19 points. Lauren Bennett 17. Had 2 big threes against Regis to actually put the Mountain Lions ahead. I expect those two to have a great game tonight. And, being freshmen, this is their first actual, playoff mentality. As, Regis was very, the atmosphere was very playoff, but, not being at your home court or not being at the other team's home court can play a factor.
Well, you mentioned Regis. That was the team your Mountain Lions beat this past Tuesday in the quarterfinal matchup of the 2016 RMAC playoff tournament. We're going to break down that game when we come back right after this. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more Lions Den right after this.
Success comes from UCCS, from believing in yourself, from supportive faculty, from trying new things. Success comes from discovering your passion, from being fearless, from those around you. Success comes from UCCS. Apply online at uccs.edu.
We have so much to celebrate in Division II, but we're especially proud of our commitment to Make-A-Wish.
Division II student athletes have led a 10-year initiative to raise funds and help grant wishes of children with life-threatening medical conditions.
Nearly $3 million have been raised, and hundreds of children's wishes have been granted.
We play hard, we work hard, and we support others in need. Why? It's simple.
Because we care.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You're tuned in to the special edition Lions Den as we are here broadcasting live inside the Masari Arena on the Colorado State University Pueblo campus, just minutes away now from tip-off for the semifinal matchup of the 2016 RMAC postseason tournament. Your Mountain Lions getting ready to get underway with Fort Lewis College. But Charlie, the road to get here began, I'd say, a week ago with the final regular season home game for your UCCS Mountain Lions as UCCS defeated MSU Denver by a large margin in what was a fantastic game. Brittany Hernandez, a dominant performance, double-double that night, added along 5 block shots. The final regular season home matchup for the Mountain Lions against the rival MSU Denver, starting to build that momentum that they carried into Tuesday's matchup. Let's talk briefly about last Friday, 1 week ago, about 45 minutes up I-25 in Colorado Springs at the Gallagly Event Center. Charlie, what do you recall from that game?
It feels like a while ago, actually, that game, because did have that Regis one, but Mountain Lions played MSU Denver, and we were both surprised about how that game, we expected a closer game between MSU Denver and your Mountain Lions, but Mountain Lions just took over in that first half and really just kept the lead through the whole game. It was senior night for Gabby Ramirez, Shannon Kelly. Both put out a great performance. I think that's what led the Mountain Lions was the seniors for that action.
Absolutely, and that momentum that they built, Charlie, they took up to Regis this past Tuesday in the quarterfinal matchup of the 2016 RMAC tournament. And in that matchup, Charlie, back and forth action, taking on a team that they lost to twice in the regular season, seemingly had the Mountain Lions number, but UCCS came out and shot for shot went back and forth, blow for blow, if you will, with the Rangers of Regis until the final minutes where the Mountain Lions finally took a lead and solidified a 71-68 victory on the road. Charlie, what were the keys to victory on Tuesday night as you were calling the action? How did you see it?
Mountain Lions had to limit the post. Kaylee Rader, a big player out of the University of Wyoming, was a dominant against Mountain Lions that last time they played them. So Mountain Lions knew they had to step up against them. Tori Fisher, Shayna Leaf, great job against Kaylee Rader. Then also the guard play. Jen Vigil, Shannon Kelly, both playing with 4 fouls in the last 4 minutes of that fourth quarter. Had to play smart, ended up neither of them fouling out, and Jen Vigil, 8 of 8 from the free throw line. Could not stress that enough. 2 clutch free throws putting Mountain Lions up, and then Lauren Bennett, a clutch couple of threes towards the end. Mountain Lions really looked strong there.
Well, we'd be remiss if we didn't talk about the RMAC Defensive Player of the Year and the RMAC Player of the Year, Brittany Hernandez, with 24 points, 12 rebounds, a casual, no big deal double-double in the biggest matchup of the season to that point. Charlie, what was it like to sit there and watch the dominant performance of Brittany Hernandez live from Regis?
I've been lucky enough for 2 years now to watch Brittany Hernandez dominate in the RMAC. That was her 7th double-double of the season, about 7th game with 20 points or more. Brittany Hernandez really is the most dominant player I've seen, and she is such a strong contender. Expect her to have a big game tonight, actually.
And how did that game end, Charlie? Let's talk real quickly about the final sequence. Mountain Lions up by 3 points. Rangers with the ball, a chance to tie things up, take it to overtime. Talk us through that final few seconds.
Well, Regis called the timeout. You know, they knew Bailey Purdy was going to get the ball. The senior has been hitting threes all night. Mountain Lions put their best defender on her, Shannon Kelly. Kelly actually swatted the game-tying three for that one. So Mountain Lions got the best out of that one with the defensive side, and Shannon Kelly, an excellent block right there.
UC SWAT to end the game for
like
Shannon Kelly. How about that? And also, just so everybody knows, right now the Mountain Lions sitting in 9th place in the region, really needing a win here tonight, Charlie. Sitting ahead of them is the Rangers, and chances are, according to the way things break down, Mountain Lions are not going to jump the Rangers just with Tuesday's win alone. They have to win here tonight. Top 8 teams will advance to the NCAA National Tournament, which is going to begin pretty quickly, Charlie, in about a week.
And, you know, we have our Selection Sunday maybe show on that one.
Tentatively
Tentatively.
scheduled.
See what happens at the, what's it called?
At the
Clyde's.
Clyde's on campus, that's right.
But, you know.
Because we tried to broadcast the show the other day live, right?
Yes.
We had some technical difficulties,
Ended
didn't we?
up being the Charlie Botnick show.
That's
yeah.
right. So we're hoping our viewers came back in spite of that.
Hopefully. You know, I don't think I'm that bad, but, you know.
Let's talk about that regional ranking. Charlie, how about sitting in 9th place?
You know, Mountain Lions, they know what's at stake right now. You know, you have a lot of upperclassmen on this team that got to the NCAA tournament last year, you know, and they want to get back. They know that their work isn't done, but also they're taking it one game at a time. They're focused on Fort Lewis and then whoever comes next. And, you know, Mountain Lions, they are really good at that. After New Year's, they've become very smart with just playing one game at a time. Mountain Lions, I expect to be very well tonight.
Well, like you said, a little taste of that NCAA tournament a year ago as they went to Texas and played in that tournament, looking to get back, but it has to start here tonight, or at least continue. Started on Tuesday, got to carry that momentum here into the Massari Arena as a big matchup with Fort Lewis about to get underway. We're going to take one more final commercial break. When we come back, we're going to get to the pregame interview from your head coach of the UCCS women's basketball team, Coach Sean Nelson. Pregame interview coming up right after this.
At the University of Colorado, we make quality education accessible to everyone. We award more undergraduate, graduate, and professional degrees than any other university in the state. We reimagine the way communities are designed, and we help people throughout Colorado to be healthier. We are 4 campuses, united in making a difference.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the special edition Lions Den. About 10 minutes remaining until tip-off for the semifinal matchup of the 2016 RMAC postseason tournament. Your Mountain Lions getting ready to take on Fort Lewis College. We got a pregame interview coming up with head coach Sean Nelson. Charlie met up with head coach Sean Nelson before today's game. We're going to get to that in just a minute, but briefly, before we get there, Charlie, you got to get going to call the action. That's what we're going to feed into right after the Lions Den is the game coming up next. But Charlie, real quick, keys to victory. We talked earlier to start the show, a few notable names. Who do you expect to step up here tonight for the Mountain Lions? And who do you expect to step up for the Skyhawks of Fort Lewis College?
You know, Mountain Lions really need to limit dribble penetration for the Skyhawks. Love to attack, love to get to the free throw line. I expect Shannon Kelly to have a great game defensively and offensively. Knows that she's the senior on this team, one of the leaders, will have a big game for the Mountain Lions. And then on the Fort Lewis side, you have Estrella Reed, also Michelle Turner. I'm going to stick with Estrella Reed. Had 24 points against Colorado Mons, has been shooting lights out for the Skyhawks, will be matched up. And, you know, she will probably get a lot of looks tonight. Mountain Lions will try and contain her.
Give me one more, Charlie. Third name is the charm. You mentioned Shannon Kelly. We know Brittany Hernandez. One more mountain lion to step up.
You know, I'm gonna go a little off right now. Off the bench, Gabby Ramirez, the other senior. You know what? She thrives in these places, you know, where she's in the playoffs, ready to play. She's a great player when it comes to composure, and, you know, she will be a smart player tonight. I expect her to have at least 15 points.
We'll see if Charlie's predictions come true. Right now, we're going to jump to our pregame interview with head coach Sean Nelson to get his take on tonight's matchup with Fort Lewis in the semifinal matchup of the RMAC postseason tournament. Coming up right now, head coach Sean Nelson.
Charlie Botnick here for the Pita Pit pregame here with head coach Sean Nelson. Now, Coach, you guys are in the second round of the RMAC tournament playing Fort Lewis. Really, what are you expecting from that game?
I think it'll be a completely different game than the first time we played them. It seems like forever ago since we played them, and we got to play them once because they were in the other division. You know, they did a great job at Mines. They really ran their stuff. They were able to spread the floor, get to the foul line. They hit a bunch of threes. I thought they played exceptionally well. So we have to be ready. We have to play a lot better than we did down there, and we have to play a lot better than we did on Tuesday night.
And talking about Tuesday night, you guys played at Regis. It was a very close one, really went down to the wire. What did you really take away from that win?
Well, we needed a win against Regis. They had beat us twice, and our last game at Regis was pretty much exactly the same way as the playoff game. And we just had to gut it up and just find a way to win. I mean, things weren't really going our way. It was a physical game. Both ways, it was a physical game. And we just, you know, there's some teams you match up well against and some teams you don't. And unfortunately for us, this year, we just don't match up well with Regis. And so that was a really tough draw for us in the first round. But we got through it.
And Brittany Hernandez had 24 points in that game. She did win RMAC Player of the Year and RMAC Defensive Player of the Year. How big is that really for her?
Well, I think it's big for her. I think it's big for our team too. You know, we feed off Brittany, good and bad. You know, but yeah, no, I mean it's big when you have that, and she's only a junior, and we're lucky to be able to have her back. But you know, everything that we do is you know that we piece together. You know, our shooters and our point guards and our other post players. It's all built around, you know, her having, you know, success. And she doesn't have to have 30 points to do that. She can have 9 points, and we can still do that kind of stuff. But that's how we're built. And, you know, we're just excited to be here and excited to, you know, that our season's not done.
And with Fort Lewis mainly, you know, they have a lot of great guards, a lot of attacking guards. What do you really plan to stop them?
Well, it is tough because they do a good job of spreading the floor. The ironic thing, though, is the stuff that they run is kind of a mixture of what Metro runs and what Regis runs, and so those were our last two games. And so as far as preparation goes, like we feel like we have a decent game plan. Now going out there and doing that is a completely different thing. But yeah, they just want to spread the floor, get to the basket, make somebody help too long, hit a three, go to the offensive rebounds like crazy. They like to press. We're the two highest scoring teams in the conference. I think we're just a little over 74, and they're 72. So I would suspect it would be a high-scoring game.
And Coach, coming down to the wire, you know, looking towards maybe the NCAA tournament and, you know, the RMAC championship, are you still taking one game at a time? Oh,
you got to take one game at a time. There's too much at stake right now to get looking ahead and playing all these different scenarios in your head because none of them ever come true. You know, I thought the top 8 teams were in the tournament this year. I thought anyone could get upset that first night, and there was a ton of upsets the first night. But you just can't take things for granted. If we come out tomorrow night and think that it's going to be easy because we beat them before, and even though we beat them before, the score doesn't reflect how close the game was. And so, yeah, I mean, one game at a time. I mean, the only thing we care about is Regis. That's the only reason we had to drive our own cars down here today because our bus never showed up, but we're here.
And last question, you know, did have to take your own cars, but, you know, CSU Pueblo pretty close. How nice is it to have, you know, not home court advantage, but, you know, just right around UCCS?
Well, it's good. I mean, travel and rest and, you know, save the legs, all that stuff this time of year is really, really, really big. So to not have to get on a 7-hour bus trip and go somewhere for your conference tournament is really big. And, you know, we're going to stay down here and we're going to enjoy the experience. I mean, it's not, you know, this might be the only time you get to go and be in the top 4 of your league and play for a conference championship. So you never know. You just can't take things for granted. But we're excited to be here for sure.
There you have it, head coach Sean Nelson for the Pita Pit pregame. Coach, good luck.
Thanks.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are just seconds away from tip-off. In the background, you hear the opening announcements for the semifinal matchup of the RMAC Women's Basketball Tournament. Your Mountain Lions taking on Fort Lewis. Tip-off in just minutes. We're going to bring you the game right after the broadcast ends. And don't forget, tomorrow night, the championship game. If and when your Mountain Lions win tonight, they'll be playing the winner of CSU Pueblo and Colorado Christian, which comes up after the Mountain Lions games. We'll have another pregame for you tomorrow and all the action and a whole lot more. Thanks for joining us for our special edition Lions Den. We're signing off so we can watch your Mountain Lions win. Go Mountain Lions!
Since 1909, the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference has been a leader in collegiate athletics, with campuses in some of the most scenic areas in the United States. And now in Salt Lake City, Utah and Rapid City, South Dakota, the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference, competition elevated.